Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We have a really fun couple of players to watch here today. We have in the top left, yellow barcode Terran, and in the bottom right, purple barcode Protoss. Okay, but realistically here, these are two of my favorite players to watch, to cast, to study. This is Ruin. You might have remembered some of his absolutely beautiful games from the CNSL. He's been in ASL a few times now. I've been heralding him as like really one of the future top Protoss players, and I absolutely think that's the case. He's always cutting edge on the meta. I love his play. He's like realistically, he's probably just my favorite Protoss, honestly. I really have a lot of respect for the way that he approaches this game. Guy should have been a Terran player. And his opponent up here, another guy I'm completely a sucker for. It's Mihu. The Chinese Terran player, the best non-Korean Terran player in the world. He plays such a different game from everybody else that I just really enjoy watching and seeing what his ideas are. He finds ways to win that really no one else does. Okay, so let's take a look. We're on Neo-Dark Origin. Okay, so this map is, a little bit hard for TVP in the early and mid game for sure. But if you can get to the late game and there's not a million carriers, I think it can become okay for Terran because there's not actually that many bases. So it's hard for Protoss to just do like their overwhelm strategy consistently here. We have to talk about this depot. I don't know why he put that depot there. That doesn't help against really anything. He puts another depot up here. This is absolutely fascinating to me. I have a few ideas. What I want to do is just stop the game and talk for like 5 to 10 minutes about Mihu and why he might be making these two depots here. Because normally, I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of Terran vs. Protoss games. You'll see something like maybe the depots will be here. Maybe they'll be here. But they'll be in a position where they help you against incoming zealots. Okay? Couple thoughts. Okay, and by the way, there is an offensive eBay, which you always want to do against an offensive gas, because the strongest thing they can do is take your gas and make a nexus. Right? Because they do that, and then their zealot count is enough that you have to make Marines nonstop, which means you can't make your command center. It's really difficult. So this helps against that a lot. It slows that nexus down quite a bit. Okay. Now, why is he making the depots here? That's actually the question that we're going to try to figure out throughout this game. The main thing that comes to mind is Mihu has some of the best SCV control that there is. I mean, Marine control, sorry. He almost never takes any real damage from Zealot rushes. Now, as I say that, we're going to watch this Zealot kill 2 Marines and almost kill another one. So, but I swear to God, normally, like, I have seen him Zealot rush so many times. His Marine control is very good. He's very good at blocking Zealots. So anyways, he did block the first one. I think he's just doing this based off of his control, is why he's building the depots in the side. I still don't quite understand, because you can make like really good sim cities where it's hard for your opponent to do anything. Here you can see this is obviously a huge problem for Mihu. Like, one Zealot can beat these 3 Marines because this one's already heavily damaged. So he's trying to fight against 2 here. Very good targeting. Picks off that 1 SCV right before it was out of health range of doing that. Starts another bunker. There's 3 Zealots here, though. He's going to push him back immediately. And by the way, the Nexus is on the way. The gate, the Cybernetics Core. Mihu right now trying so hard to just stay alive and get his bunker up, but having a terrible time doing it. Okay, he gets the bunker up. Just constant Marine production here. And he's lost a lot of SCVs as well. This might end up being a pretty bad anticlimactic game. Dude, Ruin is crushing. Oh, that was a hilarious turnaround. He assumed this one would run, so he turned around, but Mihu didn't run. So really good micro there from Mihu. Okay. And another Zealot runs up and gets in. And this one almost feels like a scout one, where it's like, what are you doing? Look at that. 5-minute factory. He's had like near 400 in the bank this entire time. Oh my God. There's only one Marine in here. He's just going to run by again. The command center is on the way. He's going to try to slow that with the Zealot. There's another... Oh my God, this one's still alive somehow. In the meantime, Dragoons being made, range being made. The factory is a million years from being done. Mihu right now down 4 SCVs. And don't forget, he's been like microing with SCVs the whole time. So like not only is he down SCVs, but like, and his opponent already has a Nexus up, but all the probes have been mining the whole time. Okay, so he's got 4 Marines. He's got the bunker up. He's stabilized. He's down 5 workers, adding a second factory. This looks terrible. Checks here just to see if there's like a probe ready to pop something over like a Zealot. This looks terrible for Mihu. But he's Mihu. He takes really weird positions and does something magical with them. Let's see. So that command center will be finishing up. Look at the probe differential. I want Mihu to show me how to play from 9 probes behind, 9 workers behind in a game like this. But it's really hard to imagine for me right now. This looks unbelievably good for Ruin. So here's something that's going on, right? He went range Dragoons and he went 3rd Nexus. This is basically perfect play from Ruin, in my opinion. I think he has played like a 100% immaculate game so far. He knows that he's basically forcing siege. Now, maybe Mihu doesn't go siege. Maybe he tries to micro siege tanks, but almost always in a position like this, you go siege and turret. And as soon as your opponent goes siege and turret, you know you're not going to be attacked for a long time. So if you can force them into that, a Nexus is the right play. Observer going to be coming out, going up to 4 gate. 4 gate is super, super safe against any incoming pushes. Some heavy micro here from Ruin. But yeah, he's just going to back up against that tank. Siege mode is on the way, and Mihu is producing those siege tanks. Still way down. He's 11 workers behind. He's making a missile turret. He's going to have to make some in the main because he doesn't know if there's going to be a Reaver coming. Very tough position. Very tough position here for Mihu. Ruin getting his probes up on this 3rd base. Up 12 workers right now. Ooh, up 30 supply. This is rough. This is very, very rough. Okay, so Mihu is going into Armory and he's going into Academy. I can't see anything wrong with that, right? Like, there is not an attack timing that's going to open up based on how rough this opening was. There isn't. He is getting speed and mines, so the speed and mines I look at as he wants information. He'll go 4-fact no matter what. He's Mihu. He goes 4-fact every single game. Like, I haven't seen him make a command center before 4-fact, like, ever. No one really does right now, but, like, really, even when that was meta, Mihu was not into it. Siege is up. Nice kill there on the goon. You know, there is an observer in his base watching all this. He's got a fair amount of tanks at 5. I don't think he's going to try and move out. There is some possibility. There's a very old meta where Terrans would move out with 5 siege tanks. A few years ago, it was like pretty common. It was like a 5 siege tank push. And you just rally vultures out of 4 facts from there. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's gotten the vultures with speed and mines because he needs to get like some intel. He needs to move around the map. He needs to have the threat of damage, right? Like, these are important things, even if they don't get anything done. But you can see that Ruin right now has everything clogged up pretty well. I'm surprised he didn't actually put like 1 goon at each spot. But the 3 speed vultures will run by. Don't think he's going to be able to get too much done. Oh, God. Carrier's going to be on the way. This is like... Dude, Ruin is really playing, like, immaculately. Look at this. He went 3 base. He's getting Zealot well, he's not getting legs yet, but he is going to get legs. And like, look at his gateway count. 7 gates. So he's just like making sure he has enough units, and he's going to go carriers, which puts a clock on Mihu. Because he's going carriers, Mihu actually has to attack. There's not really an option. So that's like Ruin is forcing Mihu to do what Mihu does not want to. Remember what I said at the beginning of this game, like New Dark Origin, the opening is hard, but if you can get to the mid game and they don't have a lot of carriers, it can become good for Terran, right? Well, the opening was hard for Mihu, obviously. And now what is Ruin doing? He's going into carrier. And when they go carrier on this map, look at the bridges, all these areas that the carriers can go that armies can't follow, right? The changes where it's like, okay, you can defend here and then fly over this way, and look how far that is for Terran to walk. Carriers are the ultimate kill move on this map. So just the fact that he's going carrier will force Mihu to attack. Now, Mihu is one of the best attacking Terrans in the world. And he is starting the 3rd command center. This doesn't change the fact that he has to attack, guys. The 3rd command center actually can be smart to get enough gas to actually fight the carriers off. So, like, if he's producing nonstop off of the 5 facts, he's whittling units down, he's getting the additional... he cancels the command center. So he scanned. That means his scan saw the carriers or the carrier tech. And he decides, okay, that is too slow. So he's adding 3 more facts. So he's going up to 8 factory. And yeah, we're going to see if he's able to get that push down. What I was saying before was Mihu is one of the best attacking Terrans in the world. And that includes all the Korean pros. He's actually better at engagements than almost every Korean Terran. Like, he wins fights that he has absolutely zero business winning. Now, Ruin is actually doing a really silly attack. He doesn't have Zealot legs. He almost has it. It's about to finish. So that was a bit of an anti-timing. And Mihu takes a great engagement there. A great engagement. Look at this. And now Ruin's army is way out of position. It's way out of position. And Mihu's just walking across the map. Ruin going to come out to meet him. But this is only half of Ruin's army. Mihu can absolutely beat this. Ruin needs to do something with this army immediately. Okay, he starts to retreat, but Mihu's already got a good position. Now, he's making quite a few Goliaths. He knows that this is the important moment where it's like, okay, if he has enough Goliaths to get this entrenched, he can actually win this game. I don't know how he does it. This was the worst opener I've ever seen. And he's like sitting here, pushing in. Look at this, walking through some of these mines. Okay, let's see. Does Ruin have enough to break this? I think he does. Yeah, he's got so many carriers in there. There's no anti-air at the moment. And it seems like Ruin just has enough. Mihu almost pulling some magic together. And in fact, he will erase almost the entirety of the army. But as long as Ruin makes a big group of Dragoons now, I think he's totally fine. One thing to say is he did lose actually quite a few probes there. Dropped down to below Mihu's SCV count, so that does hurt his economy a bit. But he has a 4th Nexus up here. Looks like he mined out those minerals to be able to transfer very easily. A lot of Goliaths and tanks coming out. Mihu has made the supplies a lot closer than they really had any business of being. Crazy stuff. Starts a 3rd command center on location. Missing a macro round here. Really needs to get that macro round going. Looks like he's just setting up over the bridge. So this is actually a very good play. You make a little entrenched position here against carrier. And what you do is you threaten attacking with all of your units at once. So right now we see this army coming over there. He knew that this might happen. That's why he sent the SCV. And he cancels the command center because it's like, well, I can't win the game by defending this. Ruin wants him to just sit around and defend this and give Ruin more time to build up. But Mihu here, I think what he does is just attack again. Yeah, he unsieges. He starts to move forward, producing a lot of units. He's got the supplies really close right now. This is... I am flabbergasted at what Mihu can pull off. So he starts to come over the bridge, and again, Ruin a bit out of position. Leads with an empty shuttle. All right, runs away with that. Okay, his setup here is very hard to attack into. The army is very split right now for Ruin. His pure carrier army that's back here can't really attack into this. He really kind of needs everything to come up all together. Now, it looks like Ruin looking for a counterattack, but Mihu just is not expanding. He's like going completely all in, and he needs to. Like, it's definitely the right choice. And look at this. He's going to kill the third base. All right, Ruin going for a counterattack, and like, I don't think this kills Mihu. Maybe it does some damage. Mihu has killed his opponent's third here. This army getting very, very small. The Goliaths can actually come down and finish this now with the SCVs helping to fight. Honestly, losing the SCVs doesn't matter because he's drying out his main, so he can just send more SCVs down. Really doesn't matter. He'd love to trade some SCVs for army right now because it's all about just trying to kill Ruin. Okay, Ruin attacks his own geyser there to try to get all of his interceptors out. I think the carrier count is overwhelming enough to do this. It looks like he's just picking off siege tanks at this point for the most part. The Goliaths try to come up to punish that. Does get a carrier. But now, yeah, the gateway count is large enough to actually help just rail through the rest of this. I think that's about it. Mihu is rallying down some more units, but his siege tank count is down to like 2. And, you know, just as important as the Goliaths are the siege tanks here, really. Because the Goliaths cannot fight against the ground units, so you need the siege tanks to be able to do that. He pulls back across the bridge. You know, if Ruin didn't take this Nexus earlier, this might have turned into a win for Mihu. Again, shocking how he can pull off games like this. Like, even though this is going to turn into a loss now, like, I feel like many Terrans would have just left the game during this micro period. Just be like, nah, I'm too far behind. But Mihu now making this is, look at this, almost 17 minutes right now. And like he's walked across the map multiple times. He's killed a Nexus. Very, very good stuff. He's got a healthy Goliath count, but against this many, like you're against 7 carriers, you really need like 2 full groups of Goliaths, and he is a bit below there. He's got like 14 Goliaths right there. His economy is pretty dried up. He does have that 3rd command center now. Might not be bad to actually lift the other one and send it. Like send it up here or something like that. The carrier count is just, it's so out of control. 8 carriers is so deadly. Really, you need 2-3 groups of Goliaths right here to deal. Plus 2 attack on the carriers, only 1 Goliaths as well. Trying to siege up, trying to take out these cannons, but you can see that Ruin right now is just whittling everything down. He's killed almost every siege tank, bringing his Dragoons over. The Dragoon's really going to make a big difference here as well. And I think we've just about done it. GG is called, and Ruin takes down Mihu.